OBS. Schley. Okay, so it's been a little while. What do we remember, gang? What are we unsure about?
I remember a lot of right before the last session, right before the session ended, and not too much before that.
Fair.
We are tracking down we have tracked down Lord Kofel, who is a potential assassination target for the Veracity's forces. They can't find him because of magic reasons, it seems like. And it turns out he's been infected by the Veracity virus, but hasn't succumbed because he was infected with vampirism, which seems to hold the effects at bay. I also remember something about his siblings still being like weird pseudo-undead feral hungry creatures locked in his basement, that he kept them there after the town was essentially looted, pillaged by its own villagers, and then left to rot. And then there was a very fun interaction where Brutus lightly pickpocketed Grim just a little bit during a currency exchange, and also gave Ivana one. Yeah, Ivana got one of the platinum pieces, Brutus took one as a tip, and then the rest was exchanged properly.
This is correct.
The only things that I can really remember is that Coel and Grim have been reminiscing on some stories, to the point that Grim took a race action to remember even more of their past, and was researching some stuff in their inventory while they were waiting for some potions to brew. I created 2 things of poison, and I have I get 1 magical potion at the end of my long rest.
Slay. Any questions from Quinn and Charlie? Because I know that, especially for Quinn, there were some games you weren't able to make, so I want to help fill in the holes where I can.
I mean, all of that sounds like stuff I remember, so...
Slay.
So you pushed the mic into my face, sorry. There we go.
We did confront him about Ida as well, if memory serves.
Yes.
I think that was the session I wasn't there.
Slay! Then, as a little review, first, a general overview. You guys were all recruited through various means to work together to track down the traitors in this area. You have caught at least one Aldaz and turned him over to the authorities. You found out more about this infection, how it spreads, how it mostly seems to come from either infected weapons or some form of contact with this gooey ichor or something. Though it also seems that there was another accidental outbreak a good 20 years ago from somebody performing a quote-unquote healing ritual that was not as planned. You guys did indeed end up at Lord Coel's manor, questioning him about his connection to all of this, about the startings, the beginnings of the outbreak that he and his lands fell prey to. You learn more about his connection with some of the dragons in the area and why he might be secretly speaking with others about it, as there is concern of what if a dragon got infected? Holy fuck, would that be bad? Essentially finding out that Coel, yes, this is session 11, essentially finding out that Coel was working with some other groups of people to keep track of the various dragons in the area, to check on if they were infected, and if there were ways to keep them from being infected. You all found out that apparently Grim had been here before, though I don't think it's been hardcore confirmed to the rest of the party, just kind of vaguely implied. Yeah.
We weren't present for any of that.
I will never tell.
Coel has implied some things in front of the party, such as knowing Grim from before, and whatnot, but nothing has been flat out told to the party. But I will say, out of character for your informations, past Grimm apparently was here with another student and their teacher, who was essentially treating this as like, if not a final project, but like a study thing that they were all doing together. The other student, someone by the name of Nightshade, ended up running off with this research, presumably to the Empire.
She was like weird as hell, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, rude as hell to everyone, but especially to the terminally ill child. Insane behavior. Um, the teacher had kind of some odd vibes, but mainly in the sense of like, I'm hands off, but I'm watching to see if you guys could figure this out. And apparently the teacher comes back once a year to check on Coel. And apparently old Grimm was the one who figured out some form of a vaccine against the illness. Not a cure, but a vaccine to keep other people from getting it. But apparently it has some form of high price to pay, since the I can't think of the right term of it, not recipe, but you know, the compounds you need for it include the ichor of the gods, which is kind of rough to get.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Sure. Howard.
If I also
Truly.
remember correctly, at this point, the whole group does know that Phineas is infected,
Yes.
but he
Mhm.
doesn't know how he's not turned. And
Yes.
So, and he's been letting Grimm experiment with his blood.
Yeah, fun stuff.
And the goo.
Normal guy.
Oh, I'm a goo. I'm a goo.
Also,
Gross.
to be fair, Brutus did like go, "Hey, let's go kill a god in like session 3." So you know, Ichor of the gods, maybe not that hard. I never
don't
said
know
Brutus was
that they're-
sensible.
And then where we left off directly last session, after some various conversations, was Grimm and Coel having a form of a heart-to-heart in the overnight, since neither of them need to sleep, and they connected over some things. Grimm was doing their diddly-dang research, and then as morning was just coming, I think like 3 or 4 a.m., Eider came flying in with Vinny, and seemingly some form of bad news, as she seemed very concerned. And we can resume with you guys having been woken up as Coel had entered the room to let you all know that somebody had passed the wards, and you quickly realized, wow, that's a bone dragon. We know who that is. So what would you guys like to do?
The rest, we're in the house, right?
Yes, on the second floor.
So we've been informed something has entered the wards,
Mm-hmm.
but do we know that it's them yet?
I believe we had left off with the description of, like, through the window. Someone, at least, had seen that it was a bone dragon. And I had pretty much inferred through I can't talk.
Narration?
Through narration, that's the bitch, that it was Vinny riding on Eider.
Okay. Phineas won't don armor, but he is going to bring his glaive.
Work. Running out in his jammies.
Yeah. Well,
Oh no, it doesn't
basically,
have any dummies.
basically just breeches. Like, this boy don't need a top.
Oh, we are going tits out. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's physically fit. He's good looking. Might as well show off the goods, right? My romantically awkward little boy.
Can't flirt to save his life. All he has to do is take off his shirt and he's done. Wait, that's why he's socially awkward. He's never had to do more than take off his shirt before someone's jumping his bones. We understand now.
Yup.
That's canon now.
The gray sweatpants comment.
But are the rest of you following after Phineas?
Well, I'm downstairs, so.
Yeah. That's fair.
Play.
I feel like Brutus.
Will take a few minutes to put his armor on and grab his shield before heading out.
Yeah, I don't think Brutus is bothering with his armor. He's just kind of going. It's early. It's a bone dragon that we're not technically supposed to know about. This is bad. And just kind of grabs. He probably doesn't sleep with his weapon, so he probably just grabs his rapier. Like, not even properly. He just picks it up and then, like, wanders downstairs. Like, still disheveled. Like, he's dressed. He sleeps in his clothes, but not in his armor. So.
What?
So yeah, I feel like Karis is the sort of person who does sleep in the nude, so he's gonna... if he's gonna put something on, it might as well be his armor, you know?
Was everyone asleep?
Yeah. Well, not Grim, but you know.
It's like while everyone was sleeping.
Oh no. Yeah.
Ivana had hid parts of Karis's armor, like under something.
Why?
It's part of her backstory, or their backstory. Leave them alone.
They're like that.
That's what their character would do.
Roll.
Character do.
First roll sleight of hand to see if you could have sneaked it away.
That's a ketchup covered dice.
Oh no.
That is a. Are we counting floor dice?
Huh?
Specifically ketchup covered floor dice?
If you want to, you can count your ketchup covered dice.
That's an option.
My god.
Recess left hand.
Yes.
I feel like we should be concerned that Chloe's not immediately making a decision about
That's
that.
18.
18? Well, that gets past Sleeping Karis's perception. Now roll stealth. See if you successfully hit it well enough.
Okay, come on, ketchup covered dice.
I still hate that's an option.
What was that? Stealth.
Stealth.
Do I get advantage?
No.
10.
10? Karis, you wake up. Well, first, what piece of armor did you hide, Ivana?
It's just like I don't know what like a small bit of armor is.
Like
Like a
maybe a
pauldron,
bracer?
maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a pauldron or a bracer or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Karis, you wake up, you're getting your armor on. One of your pauldrons is missing, but at the quickest glance around the room, considering this room is pretty much empty except for your guys' belongings, you can see the metal glinting underneath, like, the threadbare bed.
I will just pick it up and put it on, too tired to really care that much about how it got there at this point. But I will note that it's not where I left it.
Slay.
Mentally.
Slay.
That's so weird.
That's crazy. So, you guys head on out, hurry down the kind of very significantly janky staircase, where you have to be very careful where you step. But with Coel's help, there is no need to roll. And end up in the front, what's the word, like, entry yard for the manor, where Aider has touched down, is folding in his skin-stretched wings, and Vinny is dismounting, looking very hurried, and there is a little bit of blood smeared across her nose, as if crazy. She just came from a battlefield or something. Indeed, a courtyard, Connor. uh,
I should try.
well, thank you.
I'm gonna try, but it's
I appreciate you. I am getting the honor of a thing to roll my dice on. Slay.
This is bribery.
This is
no, I
bribery.
don't know what you're talking
Especially
about.
because it's purple. This is bribery.
Bribing the DM.
What do you think I do with Charlie all the time?
I was about to say,
Just
with, like, the
remember
number of hickeys I saw on those two over Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure the
No
bribery works
comment.
different.
No
Connor,
comment.
there's nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
No such thing. Definitely not. Chloe's just beat red. But
I will find you, Connor, and I will kill you.
Could you wait till after we've had our threesome?
To be fair, we're
I'll
already
sneak into the threesome and stab him in the back.
my
Yeah,
god.
Like, I'm kinky, but I'm not that kinky, Chloe.
Oh, come on,
I mean,
Lingers,
I
you're
am,
better than
but,
this.
Also, we were already enemies. I don't know why you're acting like I should be surprised.
But Vinny is like dismounting as you all are exiting the manor, and she appears very harried, definitely scuffed up from the last time you all saw her. Presumably has been in battle since that's what she'd left you all to go do. Though she has a very like panicked look to her face and meets each of your eyes, looks at Coel looking very confused since she does not know who he is, or at least maybe knows who he is but hasn't met him in person before, and just says, "Can is it safe to talk? Are we good to talk here now?"
Could you be slightly more specific? What are we talking about?
So, the Archmage, was interrogating people, doing what they're supposed to be doing. And do you remember your guys' buddy who was staying at my camp? The Krajire guy who apparently is infected, but is like, okay, right? So the Archmage decided that he was a traitor and is going to, possibly put him to death.
Why would he decide he's a traitor?
The Archmage was interrogating both Aldaz, and then while I was gone, took Krajire in for further questioning, and apparently through some form of interrogation that the Archmage and Adept Hess did, decided that they were both guilty, and both required, when you medically cut someone off from everyone else, and then put them to death. Aldaz is either, if not dead now, dead very shortly. But I doubt you guys are bothered about that. I'm not. I am bothered by this Krajire guy, since as far as I was told, he's good. He's fine, right?
Do you know what the charges are?
Say again?
Do you know what the charges are?
Being a traitor, leaking info to the Empire, and additionally, I was part of a group that left the city to take part in a kind of secret attack at a particular area along the front lines that we had intelligence was weak. Apparently, someone within Srithman told the Empire about the attack, so the Empire was not only able to shore up their defenses and throw us back, but has also launched their own attack on Srithman. When I left, parts of the forest were burning, and apparently the Empire, their forces were in the forest, actively moving towards Srithman. There is an army there. They should be all right. They should be able to throw back the attack, but I will technically probably be in a fuck ton of trouble for abandoning my post and coming to tell you guys this.
I would like a quick refresher on Krajire because I'm remembering the name, but
Yes.
drawing a blank everywhere else.
Frigire was that guy you guys found, the, like, archivist, who grew up here on Lord Quell's lands, was infected ever since he was a small child, but somehow hadn't died of it, because of Grim and, the others' treatment at some point while young. And had somehow found a way to live with the illness, but not have, like, the mind infection aspect.
So not completely dissimilar to Phineas's case, just
Exactly.
in, different circumstances.
Mhm. Didn't have the powers.
Yeah, we don't know why Phineas is unaffected. We just know
Mhm.
Right.
he's infected, but he's not affected.
Yes.
Right. Well, he has a cough that you do not roleplay for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
But-
because I killed myself. But yeah, he has a persistent cough. What was the name of the town again?
The city you guys were in before,
Okay.
that was,
No, the one
Srithman.
that's being attacked.
Yeah. Srithman. That is the elven city that, like, Phineas, you ended up in as a refugee, like, where
Yeah.
most of this group met up. It's essentially where most of the campaign has been so far.
Yeah. Okay. And they think that Krajire passed this information on.
Yes, they believe so, apparently both because of something Aldous said, and also because Krajire was in my camp, saw me leave, heard me telling you guys that I was part of this secret attack, and now they are insisting that Krajire is, confirmed a traitor.
Okay.
I'm gonna look to our vampire friend,
Mhm.
whose name I can't remember right now.
Coel.
Coel,
thank you.
Coel.
The brain is just like, bye brain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to Coel and just very pointedly sort of be like, he's your friend. Do you think he's capable of this?
I mean, certainly believe anyone is capable of it, but I don't believe that he would do this. He wouldn't send you all to me for this information. Give me his word and his oath that you were all safe, and then turn around and launch this sort of attack. It doesn't line up with what we've been planning. It doesn't line up with his goals. I mean, I suppose he could be infected and his brain could be being puppeted, but last I saw him, he was clear of such influence. When you all arrived, you told me that he still remained clear of such influence. I don't see what could have changed in such short a span of time. It's been, what, a day and a half?
We need to get back to the capsule.
I will... I have some things I promised. I will go and gather them. You all figure out what you'd like to do. And Coel makes a quick about face and begins to hurry back towards the manor. And Vinny looks at you specifically, Ivana. I only know all of this because of, well, I don't want to use the word friend, but I suppose mutual acquaintance who doesn't want to be involved, but doesn't like this and wanted me to tell you about it. I don't know any of the Archmage's people except for one. And apparently she knows you. You can ask instead of mouthing things at me.
Lyric.
Mhm.
Tiefling?
Yeah. We can just say it, the red bitch. She's rude as hell.
Oh, she is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her motivations. She seemed uncomfortable when telling me all of this, but said that she didn't want to be involved, she didn't want her name involved, but told me to tell you about it. And I knew you guys were here, so I came here.
Brutus is going to sigh and just start heading back for the stairs. He's gonna go start grabbing his gear.
Lay?
Everyone has all of their gear on them constantly, so it's gonna go and get anything, but it's gonna wait for everyone. And just say, yeah, we need to get back.
Work, Angelica.
Sorry.
Sorry, that's the earworm that's been going around the boat the last 2 weeks. Just the three of us all going, work, Eliza, work, and Gabby.
See, our RO1 here has been a bit of Hades town.
But that's not
Fair.
what's been ticking over the severe neurodivergence, though.
Oh.
You remind me of the babe.
What, babe?
Babe with the power.
Oh
Power
no.
of voodoo. You do.
Oh no.
Somebody's got to finish it.
I refuse.
That's what she said.
Remind me of the babe.
But are you all going to gather up your things?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vinny has kind of broken into quiet mutterings to herself, along the lines of like, I don't think you can carry them all, and she seems to be talking mainly to Eider, but maybe with an enhanced ability, but that's one of my last spell slots. Could you make it work? And just her and the dragon seem to be having a half telepathic conversation.
See, if I hadn't gone inside to cut out my stuff, I also have that spell slot, but I also have wings, so...
This is true.
I have a potion of fly that'll last me 10 minutes.
You'll definitely
it'll
make
take more
it
than
there in
10
10 minutes.
I'm just saying, I'm helpful.
Sadly, one of the things I can't do is shapeshift into a snake.
But to answer your question, Chloe, it took you guys the majority of a day to ride here. You left in the morning and arrived like early evening. But those of you who have headed back inside, Coel is kind of standing in the rundown entryway of the manor, and is holding something that is now familiar to all of you because you've all seen one due to shenanigans, but is holding a stone of far speech.
No idea what you're talking about.
That's crazy. Why would the party see one? That's crazy. And is speaking exactly.
So the speech one, is that which one is it?
But is speaking into it in a low voice and seems to finish as you both are re-entering and glances up. I had Grim re-entered the manor as well.
I need to grab my bag, so yeah.
Okay, Slay. So he says these words to all of you, but mainly directed towards Grim. I had offered to reach out to my contacts who made it possible for me to not be found by the Veracity, and I requested some favors to be pulled to try to get you all something similar. I've been told it will take some time, and you will probably need to go and receive this in person. So, I'll write down instructions. You all gather your things, and I'll write down the instructions. And he runs off to find some paper.
Yeah, I don't think Brutus even fucking stopped. He's just going for his gear. He's like, I haven't eaten. I just been awake. It's already a long day and it's been 5 minutes.
Karis would have stopped briefly just to try and get a bit of a deeper read on Coel.
Yeah. Like insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. We love a
For a
roll.
natural one again, I'm just gonna rage quit.
I'm waiting for the disconnect sound, frankly.
He's staring at me right now. That's a natural 20.
Wow.
Hey, well done. These guys are doing some good.
This is the same dice I rolled 3 natural ones with. I feel like I deserve this for a total of 29.
Hey. So watching Coel as he's sharing this information, mainly with Graham, you weren't privy to all of the conversation that had gone on between Grim and Coel, but you can pretty quickly pick up that the vibe between Coel and Grim has somehow shifted. Before, Coel had been relatively grumpy yet friendly with all of you, but had almost seemed downright cold towards Grim. And now, he like him and Grim are exchanging words very easily. There seems to be an implication that they've had a convo about this already. He almost seems to be like have this kind of air about him where he's fretting, trying to do what he can to help. Oddly enough, Grim specifically, you're not sure what that vibe change is about. Kind of hard to tell. What with Grim's expressions being hidden.
What do you mean?
That's crazy. But
Grim
also,
has expressions?
well, enough of the face might not be left for that, but
Get him a shield of it. We should get him that shield that you can change the expression on.
yeah,
Cock shield?
a mood ring. But from inciting more specifically about like the words that Coel has said, he's talking about calling in a favor, talking about contacts, and even when he had mentioned to you all the day before that he had a way of being hidden from the veracity, he was vague, and you're starting to realize he wasn't vague because he was keeping it a secret. He was vague because he didn't fucking know how it worked, what it was, just that there was something. So whoever he's contacted, you're not sure if even that person is the one who's capable of doing this act, or if that person is also a middleman. Like, there must be incredible levels of secrecy about whatever this thing is. And Coel seems kind of nervous about it, and almost lightly surprised that whoever this is has agreed to share it with you all. But yeah, that's what you get with a natural 20, Schley.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Get into big secrets. But you all regather your gear. Quell does have some food supplies. You guys were given money. You were given some magic items. I'm not sure who has what magic item beyond Grim having the jug.
Ivana's got a multi-tool now.
Work.
I remember that.
I think I put it. Did I put it in notes? I put it somewhere. I don't know where.
I know that you sent everyone who got which item they got in private, or at least I thought it was private.
I found links here. I will reply to it. Here.
I just saved the alchemy jug in my D&D Beyond, so I just have it.
We love that. But
I'm
you all...
some mail.
There you go. But you all gather up your belongings, get properly geared up into armor. Sadly, Phineas is no longer shirtless. You know how it be. Um,
Should have been a barbarian.
what can I say? Phineas is pretty.
Yeah.
I have a crush on Phineas. uh, um, but returning once again to the outside, Vinny seems to have somehow, from somewhere, acquired a series of ropes. And there isn't really like a saddle that she even uses with Aether, but she's tying the ropes to like some of the vertebrae spikes on his back, as if intending to tie you all to this dragon. That's the closest you get.
Is this the smartest way to travel?
No.
Would you rather climb in its mouth?
Yeah, that's the alternative. I mean,
Honestly, I think so.
Grim, if any of you would rather be in his mouth, go for it. It's not very big. He's and also there isn't like a bottom to the jaw, so you're still gonna have to be holding on pretty fucking tight.
Just fucking string yourself between the eye sockets.
God.
It kites.
There is this momentary flicker of utter fear in Phineas's face when he realizes we're going to be strapped onto a dragon.
I think Brutus catches that and like still as not fully awake as he is, just kind of reaches over and like grabs Phineas's hand really quick and like just gently like takes the back of his hand, turns his hand palm up, and then just puts like a full handful of hard candy in his hand and then just curls his fingers around it and is just like, you'll be fine. And then goes to climb the dragon.
You hear this momentary mumble that's just within Brutus's earshot as you walk away of him going, snakes aren't meant to fly, snakes aren't meant to fly.
No idea what to do with that. I don't think Brutus really puts together like the snake thing. Just kind of goes, okay, whatever. I'm climbing a dragon. This is my day
just
now.
briefly hears the snake thing, just goes, it's a dragon, not a snake.
Yes,
No,
it's
I'm a
snake.
snake! Ivana, I'm a snake and I'm not meant to fly!
There are flying snakes.
Nothing, I'm not meant to fly, yet we're doing it. Just get on
Wait,
with it.
hey, hang on. I would like to roll a nature check really quick to see if Brutus knows about flying snakes because I want to make this joke. I want to make this joke so badly. That is a 7. God damn it, he doesn't know about the flying snakes.
New fear unlocked that Phineas didn't know he had, fear of flying. You see him, he's like white knuckling, like his glaive with one hand, he's just clutching the sweets in the other, and he's just like staring up at the dragon. He's like, you can do this, you can do this, you're a brave boy, you can do this.
It's going to just walk up to you, Phineas. Like put their hands on each one of their shoulders.
Mhm.
Of your shoulders, just go. There are more things to be scared about than flying. You are fine. We're just gonna get on with this, and when it's done, and you'll be fine. Okay?
He kind of gives like a very awkward nod. He's gonna like shove the sweets in his pocket, strap his glaive to his back, and he's gonna start climbing.
I do not have calm emotions, otherwise I would absolutely cast it just to calm Phineas the fuck down.
See, the thing is I've decided that he's kind of got like a not quite the same fear I have, but like he's fine with heights as long as he feels stable, but the idea of just being on the back of a dragon flying through the air where he could fall, he's like, no.
Important question. Is Phineas shaking hard enough that the bones rattle?
Rattlesnake.
Yes.
I don't think he's shaking so much as he's just like he's gonna climb up and he's just gonna literally, like he was white knuckling his glaive, he's just gonna white knuckle the ropes, and he's just there like his hands clenched incredibly tightly, and he's just like, if you fall, you can echo down, you'll be fine. It's like, and he's just like quietly talking to himself, trying to like psych himself up ready for this. He's like, you faced you faced darkness, you faced things, and he's like literally just like confirming with himself all the terrifying things that he has faced in his life. This is not the worst of it, and he's just trying to like pep talk himself quietly.
As you're doing that and holding very tightly to like the vertebrae spike that's in front of and behind you, Vinny is kind of clambering around, tying you each to literally to the bones. And Vinny kind of stops as she's doing your knots, Phineas, and goes, "Yeah, and if you go splat, I'm a necromancy wizard, so you'll be fine."
The expression he gives shows very quickly that's not a comfort.
Oh, it wasn't meant to be. And then she continues.
Sounds pretty.
Phineas has learned a new way to get boned.
I have a question for Vinny, which is essentially how fast is the dragon?
Normally, flying with this many people, it'd be pretty damn slow. Like, maybe not even take off slow. Well, since Chloe said that they intend to let us know more about their bathroom activities, Chloe's going to the bathroom right
I'm
now.
actually not going to the bathroom.
Oh, what are you? Oh, you're stealing? Oh my God, you're stealing Lumi? I can't believe this. Lumi is sitting with me right now because I have the heater.
Also have a heater.
But mine is warmer. I have her bed here. She looks so upset that you picked her up.
That's how Tabitha looks every time Charlie tries to scoot her.
She'll learn.
Truly. But
yes, I will essentially.
okay.
I will offer to Vinny, partially selfishly because I'm not going to trust my own safety with a big fucking skeleton. I will fly alongside.
Slay.
Do you have
Attached
the
to.
fly speed?
Sorry,
Do you have the fly speed?
I'm a tiefling with wings. I do have a fly speed.
No, but do you have a matching fly speed of a dragon?
Well, the
Which is a
dragon.
lot faster.
The dragon is slow. Was just confirmed, especially with
Yes,
as many people on it.
until Vinny is going to cast enhance ability on it.
Fair.
Let's.
You can cast enhance ability on yourself.
This is true.
I
Let's
I
see how
could also
fast.
theoretically just dash a lot. That'd be tiring.
The dragon is probably going to also be dashing.
No, that's the homebrew step block. Where's that?
Oh, look at her. She's like, no, put me down.
Me.
Oh, look at the little baby.
That seems incorrect. Hold on.
There's a
Ba- ba-
joke
ba-
here about little baby, and I guess Lumi is there too, but you know.
She's some creature. She looks even more scrunkly on camera than she does in person.
What?
She looks even more scrunkly on camera than she does in person.
Out of
Oh, put her down. She wants down so badly.
here.
But so dragons fly 80 feet per turn, even without dashing or anything at all.
Fair.
So
I'm
up to
flying
you.
30 feet a turn. without dashing.
So yeah, get on the dragon cars.
You can hang on to the back of the tail and just kind of glide and let Hyder pull you.
Hyder's never flown a kite before. I'm sure he'll like it.
Exactly.
I will offer to potentially save the weight of a rope because if shit does hit the fan, I also have wings.
Play.
I can cast Featherfall too, so I can save myself.
Work.
But
Go ahead.
I will position myself close to Phineas too, so if something does happen to him, I can.
Phineas has realised that what he could do, because there's no time limit on his echo, he's going to summon his echo, like in one of the other spaces that's within 30 feet of him. So if he falls, he still has like a turn to do something, and as long as he's that 30 feet isn't broken by the end of the turn, he can swap places with it. So he can like put himself back on the dragon. So he's going to do that.
Play.
I do think it's funny that the two people who are putting zero thought into this are also the two people who are the most fucked if something happens, and that's the two rogues.
Let's fucking go.
They've embraced their mortality.
Brutus hasn't had anything yet. He has no mortality as far as he's concerned.
I haven't died yet. You can't prove I'll die once.
Of note, the toy that Lumi is playing with right now on camera is a Grumpy Cat, and it is the only toy that she likes right now.
It's very cute. It's very her.
Yes, it feels very apt.
But
Wow, you're making Lumi play with herself. How dare you?
Can we all do that?
My
I would
God.
like to say bye to Coel as Grim before we leave.
Mm-hmm. There
Just so we're
is.
clear.
You know that vibe when you're saying bye to a friend, and the friend, there's a vibe where it's like, are we doing like a hand clasp shoulder hug, or are we doing an actual hug? And Coel is standing there and radiating those vibes so fucking hard.
Grim is just gonna kind of walk up and is going to very awkward, like kind of standing with like the shoulders way too tense for the situation, but also like a little bit too high, almost like they're about to start shrugging, but they're not. And is going to just look at them and say, "Well, I suppose I will have to return soon. Assuming I'm still alive.
Yes.
You have incomplete medical training."
Right. The training. My home is always open to you. To all of you. But especially you. And I'll ask if maybe the professor can send more of your old work here in case you would like it, and you can come here to pick it up and to maybe spend time here if you would like that.
That would be acceptable. And is gonna kind of just like reach their hand out to like shake their hand, but very like it's very awkward because like they don't know if it's supposed to be tilted upwards or not, so it's like half professional, half like definitely going in for a bro.
Yeah, he'll like clasp your hand in his, give it a little squeeze, and like the most awkward, stiff shoulder pat to you with his other hand.
Grim is gonna say, right, I think that I'm going to have to be tied to that dragon now.
Good luck. I'd offer to come, but I think it would be really, really bad if I left the manor for everyone involved.
Right. Yeah. And Grim's gonna kind of like awkwardly like shuffle and start to turn around, and then right before like he starts walking towards the dragon, he's gonna kind of head over the shoulder and says, "I would be okay if you were more comfortable." and like this part is gonna like choke in his throat a bit and go, "If you would like to call me Corvid," and is going to walk away before they hear the answer.
Like, I feel like for anyone else, these vibes are so, like, any of the other characters, these vibes are so deeply confusing. Because it's like, is this romantic? No, this is something worse than that. This is something even more awkward than that. But Paul just gives like a little nod, and you, as you're hurrying, like fast walking away, you can hear him under his breath going, "Orphan, Orphan," like just testing out how it feels.
This is the worst version of that opening scene from Pirates of the Caribbean. Just Elizabeth, but instead it's Corvid, and it's just like it is the worst version of that scene.
And when Grim gets up to Vinny, is going to just be like, "Tie me to this dragon right fucking now."
Yeah, she ties you to the dragon. This is not skilled rope work. This is a rope is going everywhere. It's chafing into a knee. This is not comfy. I see a hand being raised. What's up, Chloe?
Does a mom have good rope tying skills?
I think that's a call for you to make, not me.
What's your survival like?
Who here is into shibari?
That's the joke Chloe was making, I think. In that case, I think we can throw Brutus in as well as a treat.
And Brutus does have the highest sleight of hand of the whole party. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you guys want to fiddle with the ropes, you can. It's up to you.
I mean, I feel like if unless Vinny is struggling, like I won't help. But
Canonically, Grim doesn't feel so.
Real. It's not struggling. It's more like, Chloe, you know how when we were putting the strings on the tree and I said, just stand there and we'll spin the tree? That's the vibes. There's just ropes everywhere. There's no rhyme or reason.
okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna jump in and just make sure that the people are tied to the dragon properly.
Go ahead and roll. For knots and stuff, I usually do sleight of hand. So let's do sleight of hand. How deft are your fingies?
15.
Sorry, I have ice cream in my mouth. Are
Is
you
that
doing?
what the kids are calling it now?
Yes. Are you doing just your ropes, or just kind of double checking everyone's?
I'll double check everyone's.
I need y'all to know Chloe rolled their eyes before they said that.
No, we heard it.
I was like, those sounds.
We heard it. It was evident in the tone of voice.
Then yeah, Ivana. After Vinny has done a pass over everyone, Ivana follows after, like double checking all the knots, tightening them a little bit. You know, rearranging some of the ropes so they bear weight a little better. You feel like it's an improvement, but you know, it's hard to know for sure. You've never thought about, you know, ropes carrying the weight of people hundreds of feet in the sky off of a fucking bone dragon.
Well, not this kind of a bone dragon.
Real?
Not this kind of weight.
But you guys take off and begin to soar through the sky. And I'm gonna ask everyone to give me a couple seconds to finish off this ice cream bar, because I can't narrate while I'm trying to eat an ice cream bar that's starting to melt.
I'm
Oh, no.
also waiting for the dexterity saving. It's I'm going to need you all to roll a dexterity saving throw to see
Give me a
if this
couple
dragon.
seconds.
That's not encouraging.
For Charlie and Quinn, I gave Wilder a Mars ice cream.
Mars exists in the US. It just isn't an ice cream, it's just a regular chocolate bar.
No, exactly.
No,
That's
we
why
got
I
Mars
gave you
ice
the ice cream.
Mhm.
Because it is
We got-
fucking. I prefer it immensely to the actual chocolate bar.
Mm,
We have Mars ice cream here.
I mean,
I was about to
Fair.
say.
I've never
my
seen
only
it.
concern is that you're giving him ice cream in winter.
I know, right?
On that boat. On that boat.
I like
Oh,
being
yeah.
cold on the inside.
We literally
Okay,
had.
Alana.
I literally grew up with these. What are you talking about? They don't exist in the U.S. I was like,
I've
hang on,
never
is this
seen
a
them
US?
before.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
Fair
literally
enough.
everywhere. They're all over the damn place.
Well,
Hey,
you
I
just
don't
apparently
have
don't buy ice cream.
fabs, so hush.
We have what?
Oh, Fab's my
Fabs.
favourite.
Fabs.
Yeah, Fabs are good.
I don't know what those are.
You'll find
You'll
out.
find out.
Chloe is
think they
running
have-
to the freezer.
I don't remember if I got those while I was over there.
Alright.
You have fabs.
Uh-huh. What is it?
It's ice cream. It's an ice lolly.
We
So,
have that kind of
It's
thing.
got a no, but it's not a fab.
Uh-huh.
A
So-
Fab hits different Wilder.
Okay.
Are you gonna eat one right now, Chloe?
Yes.
They had to go get it. They might as well.
Truly.
So-
Yeah, I don't think that we have
This is a fab.
that.
So
Probably not.
yogurt, raspberry flavored ice, and then this is like it's like a tiered one, so it's like a fruit pastel.
Mm.
And it's dipped in chocolate and covered in, like, the top part's dipped in chocolate and then covered in sprinkles.
Fair enough. We have
Ow,
similar.
Ow! Fuck!
We don't dip our things.
Yeah, we don't
as
normally
often as we should.
dip our like ice ice popsicles. We don't normally dip them.
Honestly, if you sent me this photo, I would assume that this is American. It looks very American.
It does.
But I am now done my ice cream, and Quinn sounds like he's being murdered.
Sorry,
You
I
okay?
stood on glass. Yeah.
What? You stood on? Hello?
Oh. So basically, Charlie, in his infinite clumsiness, dropped one of my big Pyrex bowls in the kitchen the other day, and he did sweep everything and stuff, but I think some of it still was littering the kitchen. It's got on Tabitha's paws, and she's tracked it through the house.
Oh
And this is
no.
the second time glass has stabbed me. Oh,
That's no good.
so I'm just
Oof.
trying to. I only wanted to go and get a drink, damn it! Can I get just some squash and sparkly water, please? So I'm now trying to
Play.
hunt the glass out of my toe.
Eh.
Did it break skin?
I think it might have fallen out actually. Nope, there it is. Ah!
Yeah.
I heard that through Charlie's microphone. Okay. See, I took my big fluffy socks off because I was too warm. My socks have been protecting me from any glass on the floor.
Work.
Yeah, that crunched like glass as well. Sorry. We might have to interrupt. Are we okay just to take like a 5-minute break?
Yeah,
So Charlie can like hoover that floor and stuff so that I don't stand on any more glass.
go for it.
Perfectly fine.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No need to
Glass is out.
apologize.
Sorry.
Stabbings
I got
are.
him to hoover the living room today because I got glass on my foot from on the couch, which is how I know Tabitha's tracked it through the flat. Because there's no way it could have got from the kitchen to the couch without Tabitha's input. Oh no, that really hurt. Okay. There we go. take that.
That is good.
Yeah.
We like that. We
We're
like
gonna
not
just gonna take a
bleeding.
quick break so you can hoover. Thank you, boss. Do you know what the worst part of it all is, though?
What?
Wait for Charlie to turn around and glare at me.
Mhm.
So in the glass Pyrex bowl he dropped was some of the tastiest pulled pork that our friend made for us for when we got home from London.
Mm-hmm.
We still had like half a bowl of it left when he dropped it on the floor.
Oh no.
So not only did he lose my glass Pyrex bowl that I've had for like 15 years, he also destroyed the delicious pork that we had.
This is so sad.
Yeah, he's saying he's at least apologized 78 times. I'm like, I'm not worried about the bowl, it was the pork I'm sad about.
Relatable.
I mean,
Honestly.
that Pyrex bowl is old, and glass does over time become more fragile, so it was going to break at some point. Like, I've had a couple of like glass, like Pyrex dishes that go in the oven that have like just cracked from being put in the cupboard. So I knew that bowl was going to go at some point. It was the pork I was sad about.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he's just getting the Hoover out. Also, just sorry that all went down the microphone because I wasn't muted.
No, that's fine. I was just worried about you.
Right.
I didn't know if it was like a case of Tabitha climbing your leg or something, and that was the pain.
No. It was glass in my foot. I shared this with Walder earlier, but just to show you what I have been working on. I haven't shown Walder pictures, just that I've been doing it.
Mhm.
Making a different kind of consent form.
Oh yes. Wahoo!
So what I'm going to do, I'm making it at the moment, and I'm going to put it into like a PDF editor, so
Mm.
I can do all of the bits that can be filled in as like editable like checkboxes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I like the borders.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to just be like a plain white thing, so I was like, let's find some pretty borders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trust me, I get that. You should see half the shit that I've sent Connor with it.
Nor is constantly just dropping cursed shit into my inbox.
It got to a point where the file sizes were getting too big, so I created a drive.
It's also worth noting that the vast majority of this is all things Nor is 100% aware will come back to bite them in the ass.
Oh yeah, I'm fully aware and I hate it, but I also can't stop it. It's like I have the same relationship with this as I do with apple juice. I hate apple juice, but every once in a while I will get a craving for it, and I will have to do it. I will have to drink some apple juice, and it's the same fucking thing with this.
Dave Schreider coded.
I have the exact same thing. I hate apple juice with a passion. I think it's disgusting. I really don't like it. However, about once or twice a year, I will get a huge craving for a very specific brand of apple juice, and I must consume an entire bottle right that second, or I fear I may die.
Yeah, the last time that I had that craving, I got rid of it from a way worse method because I went into the store, I grabbed a bottle that I thought was apple juice, took it out, bought it, and drank it, and it was not apple juice. It was grape juice. I don't know why it looked like that. I was not okay.
Maybe it was green grapes.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't. It shouldn't have looked like that. I was like, it got rid of the craving immediately because I drank like. I took one cup and I drank it and I was like, this isn't wrong. This is not what it's supposed to taste like.
Cured through rage.
Yeah.
Are
Also,
we? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna see if my camera was actually.
Fair.
But now my Discord. Uh-oh.
The technology is teaming up.
I don't know if it worked.
Oh, Slay. You've got a square on your
my
face.
Focus. I have my like a literal camera hooked up, and it's not supposed to be showing that. I need to fix that.
Oh
there's
my
a
gosh!
I need.
I don't know if they sell this one anymore, but all of my collection is over there and some over here because I got lots of them.
Oh my gosh!
But these two are. Oh, I have another one. No, I don't want to get up. This one's my druid, and this one's my death grim. It's very applicable to all my characters.
I do think it's funny you are not obligated to get up and you just do it immediately anyway.
Oh, I love it.
Why is it not focusing? Look at me. Look at me.
I love it. That's just so cute.
I also have a Christmas tree. Yeah.
Those are so cute.
I needed to share that because these are my babies, and I do collect them. And they came out with a Mimic one a while ago, and I have been fighting these.
Fair.
Don't.
They
Just
keep
like
sending me
mine.
discounts.
Too bad you didn't tell me before Christmas.
Uh-oh. You are
Next
quiet.
Christmas present incoming.
Really?
I did not hear any of that, so.
Probably for
We're
the
plotting.
Okay.
You'd be angry about us sending you things anyway.
It would be.
best. Unfortunately, Char, you missed the North Face cam.
I can turn back on the North Face cam. You know, I don't want anybody to miss out on my beautiful face.
There we go.
It
Just
is-
for you, Charlie.
I think I am the only. There's only one photo of me in all the channel, and it's with Jenna and Wilder. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
technically. Wow.
my face cam going off.
Okay, Charlie is back.
It-
Okay, go. Sorry about the interruption, guys.
No, all
I mean,
good.
to be fair, I am deeply jealous of how well developed your facial hair is.
Right?
Oh my god, it took such a long time. It was so patchy for forever, and now I have to. I used to have to shave it down to a cut, and it just finally started growing in properly, so I don't have to. But I have natural mutton chops, so I have to shave certain parts of my face.
Yeah, well, I'm 30 and you have better facial hair than I do, so shut up.
An old man, Connor.
Let me- All right.
So old, so weary.
You go
No,
back to your
that's-
seat.
That's fair payback for the baby comment. Anyway, narrative. You're on a dragon.
Yes. Chloe, I have to open up my notes. Go back to your seat.
Goodbye.
Back to your seat. I can't open up my note with you next to me. They're pouting and slowly shuffling away.
You hate.
I do not hate you.
You do
It's
hate
that
me.
meme about you ask them for space and they end up outside.
Real out in the river. But briefly, right before you guys took off, Coel handed off to whoever was closest a piece of paper where he had written down the instructions for apparently calling in this boon. We'll just say it is still folded up and tucked into whoever wants it's pockets right now.
Probably
Yes,
Grim with that farewell, probably.
Fair.
Yeah.
More things to add to my inventory.
Grim is a walking plot bible at this point.
See, here's the thing. I have the ability to create a bag of holding. I don't have one to create, so I'm just holding this stuff.
You can add to your notes that you have a note about how to hide from the veracity somehow. You have not had a chance to look at it yet. Okay. But as you all take off, for the initial rush into the air, since only one of you has ever experienced the steep incline of taking off, I need everyone to make, let's say, a dexterity saving throw, and Karis, you can have
Alright.
advantage.
I will take it. I'll probably need advantage.
Hey,
Charlie of all of us.
Yes, dexterity
say-
saving.
okay.
A saving throw. Okay.
Yes.
Thank fuck.
Kinky 20.
Slay.
Also, oh no, not a kinky 20, but a 22.
Oh,
With
work.
advantage.
Got a 10.
Good thing she got
Oh,
wings,
boy.
Oh, I chose the wrong die. That's why it was a 10.
Oh, good thing you got wings.
Sorry, I got another.
Fail both.
7 with advantage.
Oh, God.
17.
Oh.
My gosh. Yeah.
The other one was a 2.
And sorry, I hadn't caught. What had you gotten, Brutus?
I hadn't said yet because
fair.
I was busy giggling at everyone else. I rolled an 8, but I have bonkers dexterity, so that's a 14.
Oh, slay. And what was Grimm's again?
11 with
Okay.
the modifiers.
Okay. So, most of you, Jesus Christ, most of you are able to hold on. Shockingly, some, such as Ivana and Phineas, adapting to it actually quite well. Phineas, for as nervous as you are, you're tied on tight, you're focusing so hard. It's not difficult for you to stay on.
I like
It's-
to think he's used to riding horses.
Yeah.
He's just taking what he's learned from that. Like,
Exactly.
giant horse, that's all.
And the DC sure was something, and only one person ended up below. That's so crazy.
No, no.
That's so crazy. Hey, Karis.
Hi, Deanne.
So Karis, you are used to flying. It's not like the disorientation that throws you off or anything. It's the fact that you're used to flying, using your wings, and you're so focused on like, oh, I have to hold on tight. Oh, Phineas is a little nervous. Like maybe I'll have to grab him if he like loses his grip. You forget that you should probably tuck in your wings. And so you take off very rapidly at this steep incline. The wind catches your wings and immediately tugs them open, and you are yanked backwards. Thankfully, due to Ivana's help, the ropes hold you, so your legs stay in place. You, however, have been knocked nearly onto your back. You're, like when you're on a roller coaster and it starts to shake you way too much, and you're hitting both sides of the car, and it fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of that right now. I won't throw you off to the ground, though, specifically because Ivana tied you down. You're deeply uncomfortable and will probably need somebody's help to right yourself. Your wings are all tangled up in ropes now. You're trying to straighten back up and your armor's getting caught on ropes. It's not fun.
I am in front of Karis, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
like, didn't like canonically Karis go to the back?
Yeah.
So I can like reach back and grab him and pull him back up because I am a strong boy.
Mm-hmm. Here's the question: are you gonna wait until Eider stops rising and levels out, or are you gonna try and fight the wind?
And also, do you notice?
Yes. I feel like Phineas's inclination to help others over his own safety would have him like try and grab a hold of him while Ida is still rising because he wouldn't want this to get worse.
Go for it. Let's say roll athletics with disadvantage.
Ironically, athletics is one of the skills I did not actually give Phineas as a proficiency.
We need some Quinn rolls here, Bubby.
Yes, right. That is 19.
Slay!
Holy shit.
With
With
disadvantage.
disadvantage? Crazy.
Oh no, not with disadvantage. No, with disadvantage. I've knocked that dice now. It was 15.
Oh, slay.
Yeah, 15, 19.
Well, either way, uh, it is certainly still painful since you are actively fighting the wind to pull Karis up. So Karis, it's still the wind is still pulling on your wings, and it hurts, but more in just the like, my limb is slightly being pulled out of the socket, but now I am sitting back up again. Lovely.
And then once we level out, I'll try and to make sure that Karis is actually sat wedged in and not gonna go flying again.
In the meantime, before we level out,
Mhm.
if I were to cast, say, Enhance Ability on Phineas to boost his strength, I'm imagining I would feel like that would make his job a bit easier in the current situation.
Oh, certainly.
I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I will allow you to roll athletics again with these new improved stats. Since I assume you're enhancing specifically strength.
Yes, full strength.
Slay.
Does it just
It's just advantage.
So it would be a straight roll.
Yes, and unless you're waiting until you level out, then you can have advantage.
At this point, I'm just trying to keep a hold of him.
Fair. Yeah, make a straight roll.
That is a kinky 20.
Oh, slay.
In this
Hey, Chloe.
server?
Then with a few more good tugs with this new boost of magic, you not only get Karis seated correctly, straight back up, not slipping off to either side. You kind of are awkwardly reaching around the bone spikes to help Karis tug, like, the rope that's caught in his armor, get his wings free and tucked safely against his back. So they aren't catching the wind again.
Yeah, I feel like Phineas has no self-preservation when other people are in danger. It's the only thing that can override fear for him. Like he is very much good boy, save others.
He's the embodiment of the mom friend override.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Once we're like leveled out, Phineas will look at Karis and just be like, "You alright?"
I'm alive.
Good, we like alive. And then he's gonna realise that they're flying again and go back to holding his ropes really tightly.
Just hit Ivana, go back. You're welcome.
I feel like Brutus is in the front, like just
Mhm.
because he was in I don't give a shit practicality mode. So I want you all to realize while this is going on, Brutus has never flown before. He thinks dragons are really cool. So like the moment they got off the ground, Brutus is like screaming at the top of his lungs in pure joy.
Something of that, like I'm imagining Brutus is like on the roller coaster for the first time.
Yeah.
Literally that vibe. Just utterly ecstatic and completely delighted down to his bones, while Connors and Phineas are fighting for their fucking lives. Because he's completely oblivious to that happening.
As Aider kind of begins to level off and begins to like truly pick up speed now that he is traveling with the wind instead of against it. It is. I mean, Karis, you've flown before, but you've probably never flown quite this high before, mostly because there's no need for you to go this high. So, although you are used to the view of looking down at the world below you, it's even smaller than before, and the air is thinner, it's colder, and you can see for miles. It is a brief period a peacefulness where you guys can probably talk to the person like immediately adjacent to you, but the wind is a bit too loud for like Karis to talk to Brutus up at the front. uh,
Grim is just holding on to their mask this entire time.
not holding onto the rope, just hand on either side of the mask.
Well, very like firm but gentle, for the hamster.
Yeah, I was about to say, cannot let Hamster escape.
Truly. But the flight is going by shockingly quickly. By the time you've finished ascending, which probably took about 8 to 10 minutes to ascend, and then cruising, it is not long as you fly over first the kind of dry, arid steppe, and then begin to see it turn into proper plains once more, still scattered with very, very distant bits of evidence of war. The fasten seatbelt sign is indeed off.
Untie your rope, Brutus, I dare you.
Bruce, this is when you learn to fly.
I mean, I'm just.
Oh god. That gift
I'm
makes
just
me
saying.
feel ill.
I'm just saying, one of my primary gods is literally a dragon. So, like, of all of us, Brutus is probably the one mostly just going, yeah, this is a great time. I'm having the time of my fucking life.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is like everything child you could have wished for and more. Not only a dragon, but a bone dragon? How fucking cool.
You're
I
gonna
don't
look to that
know
dragon?
I don't know if you're calling out Brutus or me, frankly, but fuck you either way.
Both. And also myself. I said, what if dragon, but what if bone dragon? Bone dragon is so much cooler.
I get to bone a dragon? What?
Okay.
I didn't know Brutus was a bot.
You don't need to
no,
be a
no,
bard.
That was Connor. That was not Brutus, that was Connor.
If
Brutus is
Connor-
not sure where he stands on that whole situation.
Fair.
Okay, look, I am a sorcerer. I am a charisma build, but I do not have, like, the finger dexterity for instrument. I am a sorcerer.
Fair enough. But after really, honestly, not that long of flying at all, you all can start to make out the distant green fuzz of the forest that creeps closer and closer. See some of the roads that travel into it. Excuse me, Jesus. And most notably of all, excuse me, what the fuck? After you've been flying for maybe at max 40 minutes, in the distance you can make out smoke rising from the forest. Distant flames. The whole forest is not ablaze, but there's definitely a fire here, a fire there. There are spots where it looks like maybe trees have been knocked down. And from this height, it's difficult to make out what exactly is happening as you pass over those affected areas of the forest. But even though you can't feel muscles, it's difficult to read, like, Aider's body language. Not only because he is bones, but also because you're on his back. But it is clear that this is an unnerving sight to Aider and Vinny, the way she keeps, like, peering off of his shoulders down and, like, nervously checking to see what can be made out from this height. And eventually, Aider tilts and begins to spiral down in circles towards a particular section of the forest, where the trees look thicker and more vibrant, and you begin to pick out birds flitting about, but large birds. Hummingbirds the size of, like, a horse, which some of you have seen before. It's what some of the elves in this area use as mounts, and also dragonflies of a similar size. And there seems to be an intense hubbub of activity in this specific area of the forest. And Vinny attempts to raise her voice over the wind using. I'm blanking. What's the cantrip that lets you raise the volume of something? Thaumaturgy? Yes. Briefly uses thaumaturgy to raise her voice so you can all hear. She says, "That's Srithman down there, where we'll land as closely to the city as we can. I don't know if any of the forces have gotten close, but get inside the walls as quickly as possible. If the walls are sealed, um, uh, fuck,
We can get in. It's
or you have a way to get in? Or do you have a name to drop? 'Cause I don't know if dropping my name would get you through the gates, if they're sealed.
I can.
Yeah, Vinny is asking you, Ivana.
yeah. No,
Vinny
sorry,
doesn't
I'm-
automatically
I'm
know
sorry,
that.
like, information.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get through.
Alright. And unless the rest of you try to call out anything else, she'll direct Eider to start diving.
Nope.
Slay. Dive, dive, dive.
Brutus is literally just like, Brutus is like leaning forward, just like, oh, it's gonna be fucking cool.
Yeah, it's literally like roller coaster cresting the biggest hill, of slowly just going over the arch and diving straight down.
Grim is going to turn their heads so that they are now aerodynamic.
I mean, with the beak, that means facing forward, be aerodynamic.
Yep.
And hey, guess what? You each get to make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh boy.
Gotta use the right die.
Though.
24.
Oh, wait, no. 24, Slay.
18.
18, Slay.
Do I still have advantage, Mr. DM, sir?
If Phineas reaches back and, like, holds on to you, I'll say yes.
I will do that, yeah.
Slay.
What if we roll like another 6 or something?
I got a 9.
Oh.
I could choose to add a d6 to it, but I don't know what you would tell me I learned.
No? You could try.
I'm thinking about it because I don't feel good about a 9.
Be able to. Okay, tell me if this is possible before I do it. If I was to Misty Step to Grim and help hold
wouldn't
Grim
have
down.
any-
You wouldn't have
anything to hold
ropes.
on to.
Yeah. The ropes are what's keeping you from rolling at disadvantage, currently.
I'll add the d6.
I have rope in my inventory.
You would have to Misty Step and hook the rope and help me.
All whilst flying.
Yeah.
While diving.
Look,
Okay,
here's
I
the
am
thing.
scared.
of
Is this
about 6
possible?
seconds.
Okay,
I-
real quick, is Grim gonna fall?
So, well, here's the thing. If I fall, I do have feather fall. I could be fine.
If you want to try and add the d6, with the d6, I'll tell you, you can definitely make it. I'll tell you straight up, the DC is 10.
Okay, I'll just add
But-
that.
Yeah, so
I'll add the
like,
fucking 6.
literally, you roll the d6, and it doesn't matter what number it is, you've made it.
I got a 3. That means I take a 12. Now, what knowledge did I learn about my past life?
Let me read the particularities of how this is worded.
Oh, hey, that's a that's not what I wanted to click.
Species.
Knowledge from past life. There it is.
I got a 20 that is both natural and kinky.
Oh, huge!
How did you? Oh,
Because advantage.
yeah. The advantage threw me for a second. I'm like, how did you manage that?
It's
I
naturally
was about to say because
kinky.
his modifier is a 0, but, you know, that makes more sense.
My
Uh,
other one was a 4, so I'm very happy I had advantage.
okay, slay.
I also don't need the
Too many.
knowledge right now because it is very much not that important.
Slay. No, I think it's fun. The rest of you figured this out by now within the last like hour of flying. You've got this. You're either helping each other or you're good. Grim though, Your mask is fine, everything is okay. You don't seem to be doing anything wrong, and you don't even slip or anything. It's almost mental. You're thrown off for a moment, you're gripping tight, you're focusing on trying to remain aerodynamic, and that swooping sensation in your gut, it is something you so rarely feel, since you don't really feel things. But you feel it in this moment, the falling. And not just falling, but like a purposeful fall. You meant to fall a great distance, a deep distance. You've done that before. You weren't riding something. You stood at the edge of something. You looked down, and you made a choice that everyone around you thought was irresponsible and stupid and impossible, and you dove off the edge. But it wasn't. People didn't think it was stupid because it was death. You weren't diving onto rocks or into the ocean or something like that. You were diving into a place that no one else thought was safe to go to. But you went there because you wanted something, and damn it if you would let anyone tell you otherwise. You dove, and you were victorious. You don't know what it was, you don't know where that was, but you remember that you succeeded, and that you left that place clutching a bottle of something glowing and golden. And that is all. Wahoo! We love a dive.
Wow.
Wahoo!
I got a box. Whack.
Wah. But as Eider crests and dives towards the city, he has to tuck in especially tight, what with now essentially diving through the branches of hundreds of trees to attempt to reach the bottom. So there's branches whipping past all of you. It is painful. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I did it wrong again. Ignore me. Hold on. There we go. Finally. Um, there's branches whipping past all of you, catching on clothing, pine needles in your face. Thankfully, nothing that catches long enough to deal damage. There's the sound of branches like impacting Eider, but they break off before they can hit any of you truly. What have I
There
been
we go.
I've been messaged something. Oh, it's pinned, Chloe. Look at the pin stuff. But you dive down, and it is very rapid of Eider suddenly twisting and, like, catching onto, like a thick tree, since these trees are practically redwood size. So while one tree can't practically hold him, he grips to one for a bit, and then grips to another, trying to slow himself, and then suddenly is slamming into the forest floor. Slowed down enough that he doesn't shatter apart, but just from the jarring impact for all of you, it's clear he probably took at least an amount of damage, what with coming down at that speed. And not having, room to properly land. But you're all okay. Vinny ahead of you all kind of pants for a couple seconds, and then immediately jumps into action, cutting herself and all of you free from ropes. And that is when you all begin to notice there is the smell of smoke in the air. There's distant wisps of cinders. There's bodies on the ground. And there is a heartbeat moment of whose bodies fighting has reached here, but who is dead. And I would like perception checks from anyone who's trying to take a closer look.
What's my perception? +1. Oh, mute.
We can just
That is
skip.
18.
You roll a
18.
1 there, bud.
No, I rolled a 6, and my perception's only +1, so I rolled 7.
This is an F.
17.
Would anyone
Slay.
believe me if I said I rolled another natural 20?
I
No.
would. Because I have faith in my dice.
For 25 total.
Slay.
You almost died and you nailed a perception check?
I guess.
Such is the story of the dice.
Yes, but I have a +6 that I can add twice per long rest.
Awesome. So then, most of you, I don't know, Grim is a bit occupied, but most
Fix my
of you,
mask.
exactly. Most of you quickly realize that the majority of these bodies are wearing the Empire's uniform, heavy dark steel, with black tabards. The Empire's. Dark steel, black tabards, with like the insignia of the open mouth and stuff. There are a few bodies that sadly, mainly Phineas, you recognize as wearing some of the insignia of like the local militias. Not even the proper military, but like militias that you would have evacuated with. Because the army that had been here went with Vinny and some of the other mages to attack. So they weren't here to defend the city. Who was here to defend were mainly refugees. And while it seems that there has been minimal losses, at least from this brief area you can see, there has still been losses. And you can only barely make out the city walls made of intertwined enchanted wood through the branches ahead, but it doesn't look like it's burning, but it certainly sounds like there might still be bits of fighting. So what would you all like to do?
I think Brutus is just looking at Ivana like, okay, you said you could get us inside.
All right. Nirvana,
No.
do you take off in the direction of the city gate? All right. Ivana leading the way. I'm assuming the rest of you follow.
Yes.
Slay. Vinny lingers behind, seeming to mutter small bits of healing to Aider, and kind of shouts after you all. I'm gonna see if there's anyone else that needs to be cleaned up, so to speak. Good luck.
Yeah, you too, don't know what that means.
Vinny's talking about finishing off any Empire soldiers that are left. All right, you all hurry off. Following along the edge of the city wall, it seems to mostly have held strong. There's clearly some damage at some points, fire, blasting, cutting, but these branches and tree trunks were woven together centuries ago and reinforced constantly with magic. They hold strong, but the gates can still definitely be breached. Especially it can be breached from the air too. And eventually, you guys start to see a bit more bodies. And a bit more until it becomes clear you are pretty much at the gates. There has been very clearly been a full-blown raid party of some point trying to break through the gates. They seem to have mostly been repelled. The gates themselves are sealed. There's a few city guards that seem to be double checking it, trying to reinforce it. A few of them are wearing like the insignia of the military druidic force and are reinforcing some of the enchanted wood. There's a few like actual uniformed military members who are going through the bodies of the Empire soldiers, making sure everyone is down. Some of them even seem to be checking weapons, so maybe word about the cause of the infection has spread, so they are getting rid of any of the weapons left over of the Empire. And among some of the bodies, in particular, there is one that is kind of like very angrily checking the bodies and like pulling weapons off and handing them to other people. Uh, Dressed in dark colors with gold accents. Injured wings is the red tiefling that most of you have met before. She looks exhausted. Her hair is out of her ponytail. Definitely looks like she's been in the heat of battle, and there is a lot of fire damage all around here.
Well,
That's crazy. Who could have done that?
Lyric,
Her head kind of snaps up, and Ivana, could you make me an insight check real quick? Hmm?
Uh,
What is it?
what number is this? Hold on, what number is this? What is it? Insight?
Yeah.
+0.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
What'd you roll, though?
Nah, fucking 20.
Hey, what is with the nat 20s today, guys?
The years you mean to go on.
Real. Ivana, she meets your gaze, and normally, during things, you weren't allowed to accompany anyone on into the actual battles. You were left at camp, you had other duties, or you were just told to wait. So you haven't really often gotten the chance to see this expression, except for the one time when a certain someone was detained to be interrogated, and you got a close-up personal look of what Lyric's face looked like when in the
Yeah.
feral hunger after battle. And she kind of gives you that almost empty, feral look, and then the eyes kind of sharpen, and she recognizes you. Vana, right. All of you. Okay. Right, you're back.
Yep, as quick as we could.
Right. There's... She kind of spreads her arms wide, gesturing around her. There's been an attack.
Yeah, no shit. See,
Yes. What are you here for?
what do you need us to do?
That's your call to make, isn't it? And she kind of waves off some of the other soldiers who are around her. I don't want to be fucking involved. If you want to be moral about this and stick your nose into it, that's the skin off your back. I'm not a fan of their decision, but I'm not stupid enough to go against it. So the ball is in your court, Ivana. If this is something you want to pursue, I will not defend you to them, but I will make sure they don't notice until you are already gone. Or at least until that person is gone. If you are caught, though, I had nothing to do with it. I will not protect you. Is that fair?
That's fair to me.
And the rest of you, she points like a blood-streaked hand at all of you. If you decide to go along with this plan, I will make sure a path is open. But if you are caught, I had nothing to do with it. And if you say otherwise, you will discover what it feels like to burn from the inside out. Are we understood?
why bother?
I don't agree with this decision. But like I said, I'm not stupid enough to go against it. But
So
if you
why
all want to...
bother? This is a lot of work to go against a decision you simply disagree with. Why do you care?
I believe in people having a choice. And if this is the choice you all want to make, so be it.
Oh, I am insight checking the fuck out of that. Nat 20! What the
This is a reward for us coming back from so long.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I'll
Let's
let you
hope
know when I
your
get
luck-
one.
Well, hopefully your luck will hold out for tomorrow.
Real.
I haven't got mine yet.
It's Lyric hasn't flat out said it, but certainly implied it. And you all have some degree of knowledge, if not before this, but at least somewhat confirmed now, that Lyric and Ivana have some sort of shared history, shared boss. Wonder who that could be.
It's just a
But it's totally just a sex thing. Don't worry about it, guys. Lyric is afraid of going against the Archmage. Not just because of the pain or damage that could be inflicted upon her, but Lyric is so seemingly set on following the Archmage above all else. But from this, Brutus, you can tell Lyric knows this is wrong. Lyric disagrees with this morally. But Lyric cares more about being by the Archmage's side. So, because she disagrees with it, she will let somebody else take that possible fall. Because, as moral as she is, she currently cares more about remaining in the Archmage's good graces. For whatever reason that may be. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And also, you kind of get the vibe. There's a vibe between Lyric. I'm telling you this because in that 20, there's a vibe between Lyric and Ivana. So you're not sure if this is I'm doing this for you because I know you want it and I'm being nice to you. Or is this the vibe of, well, if you get caught, you'll be gone. So I won't have a risk to my position anymore.
Yeah, no,
Could be
Brutus
both.
is 100% assuming it's the second one because Brutus is still convinced that Ivana has a connection to the Archmages that they just won't talk about.
Mm-hmm. Within that 20, I'll tell you, you aren't sure. You aren't sure if Lyric even knows which one it is.
Yeah.
Lyric could be telling themselves, "Oh, it's because then my position will be secure." But Lyric herself is also like, "But what if it's like,
Right.
God forbid, actually like Ivana? Ugh, imagine."
Yeah.
It's dubious.
Ivana, no one could ever like Ivana.
Could never. But yeah, that's what you get within that 20.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, I need
For the rest
to.
of the session, Wilder, just don't ask for rolls and just assume it's a nat 20.
You'd love that.
Do you have any idea how close that was to being a 3?
Whoopsie.
So right now, I'm trying to figure out what Lyric thinks Ivana's going to do.
Mhm.
Because Ivana also doesn't agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also, I don't know if it's because my brain is braining, I also don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So would you mind just, just give me the rundown and explain exactly what's going on.
Lyric is offering to you guys to make a path. So whether that means distract the Archmage, or maybe even also distract the guards, to allow you all to get to Krigire, wherever Krigire is being held. After that, it's your decision what happens. Do you spirit Krigire away? Are you killing Krigire? Will you get caught? Lyric has no idea. All Lyric has offered is to allow you all a safe way to get to Krigire. Chloe's deep in thought.
I'm deep in thought because the cops are trying to turn and they're not turning, and shit. Why do I have to make the decision? This is awful. I can't make decisions. Amanda can, I can't.
Well, I mean, if you want any help on this decision, I know that Phineas is very much in mind of getting Krajiri out of here. Like that's his goal right now is to get to Krajiri and get him out.
Yes, so Ivana is very much like wants to get Krajiri out. However, if we are caught, Ivana's like, okay, I have to be okay with slaughtering Krajiri within 0.3 seconds of getting caught.
Pretty much.
Oh, Karis is okay with that.
You won't be okay with that.
Frankly, I think Brutus is almost inclined to look at Lyric and ask for a meeting with the Archmage, because Brutus is thinking, what if the veracity got to the Archmage?
Phineas is also thinking that, but doesn't want to do that in the middle.
So glad other people were thinking that, because I was also thinking that.
Then go ahead, somebody ask it in character.
I
honestly,
can always ask if you want, Brutus.
No, actually. Brutus is going to fall into some old habits.
Oh.
And he's going to poke Lyric in the brain.
Oh,
and
boy.
He's going to say into her head and ask, do you think it's possible the veracity got to the Archmage?
Almost like immediately, as if in an instinctual reaction to speaking into her brain, she bares her fangs at you and then seems to catch herself. Like that momentary reaction of like a cat who's caught off guard and has immediately hissed. But she kind of catches herself. It is hard to know for sure. I do not believe so. But that is more because this is simply how Archmage Thrindis works. They are deeply loyal to the Alliance above all else. And their way of handling danger is to destroy all of the unknowns. So even if Thrindis full well knows that Krajire is not a true danger, he's still an unknown. And I believe that is why they've decided the best option is to execute him.
So we have no more evidence than the circumstance of he was there and then there was an informant.
I know that Aldaz has confirmed there is another traitor in the city. One who was still taking action at the time, who did lead to this attack. I don't know if the Archmage actually managed to get the name of this informant. Apparently, let's just say Adept Hess is in a lot of trouble right now. They got a little gung-ho with their interrogation methods.
Oh boy.
And Archmage Thrindis is not in the habit of practicing necromancy to keep interrogating someone.
Oh.
Jesus.
I like that.
Then Brutus just kind of looks at Ivana and says, we need to move. I will trust your judgment on which direction we move in.
Grim is going to kind of like hug a little bit on Ivana's like sleeve and like very, very quietly, doesn't want anyone else to hear it, and say, they mean a lot to Coel.
Face. Like holding their temples and looking so torn.
Look, this is what you get for making a character that is this deeply involved. This is why Brutus is just some random fucking merchant whose
That's what
parents
you
are
think.
deeply involved.
Well, let's just also remember this is the only amount of empathy that Grim has shown, other than to go out.
No, that
Okay, so
was
Ivana-
aimed at Ravana for sure.
Okay, I think Ivana is. Grim. If we do this, there is no chance Kushiro will die, but better of a chance than just leaving him here.
I take chances in my line of work. I'm willing to take this one.
Very well. No, I took my hand off the push to talk.
There's a point where Phineas kind of like takes a breath, and he's sort of like, at this point, he's kind of got his glaive out with all the fighting around, and he's gonna look to the others and just sort of say, if it comes to a point where you guys can run, take it. I'll make sure they don't get by me.
This part we should be fine, but there's 95% chance Kushiro is going to die here either way. So we're going to do this. Lyric had nothing to do with this. And depending on who arrives, I can take the fall.
Phineas will shake his head slightly at that. They'll have a harder time pinning something on me than they will you. If you can all run with Crejere and somebody needs to stand ground, I will do that.
Lyric speaks up. That's the thing to consider. How are you getting Crejere out? Are you going to walk them through the entire city and back out again? Do you have some way to hide them? To disguise him? Anything?
Would Grim have an extra plague mask?
How prepared is Grim?
Roll
Well, my inventory is pretty full.
Let's say evens, yes. Odds, no. Roll a d4.
E4. Okay, I have to mute. That's a 4.
Play. Then you do have an extra plague mask.
Grim's gonna kind of like ruffle through their bags. Lots of paper, lots of sounds of paper. And it's gonna just pull out. It's gonna be a tan mask that definitely does not fit Grim's face. It looks a little bit, it looks a little bit smaller, like it belonged to someone else that he made for them. And it's gonna pull it out and it says, I mean, it's better than nothing.
Right, we should start moving then.
Misty Step. Just as a thing. So, might not get us far, but at least. Slight hesitance.
And out of character, I can also cast Suggestion if we need it.
I can also cast Sanctuary.
Basically, this is just the Harpies in Baldur's Gate 3.
Lyric looks very, very torn, but eventually sighs and begins to fiddle with something on her hand, and she gives the Ivana a look. If anyone asks, you stole this from me. When we...
Yeah.
After the meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure the Archmage knows about that, so let's... Anyways. And she removes a ring from her finger and holds it out to whoever takes it. Yeah. And says, this is a ring of non-detection. It will at least keep anyone from hopefully tracking Crejere. Is there somewhere you can take Crejere that people won't be able to find him? All right.
And to, I mean, Grim doesn't like this, but if I was going to do it anyway, to Grim is going to telepathically speak and say we can take him back to Corral.
Mm-hmm.
They found us over there.
No, Vinny found you guys there because you guys
She
told
knew.
Vinny you were going there.
Yeah, Vinny.
Oh, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
Alright.
else knew where we were going.
Okay.
Also Krigiere, but I mean Krigiere told you guys where it was.
Yeah.
But they might know. No. Grim's just gonna nod their head and kind of, not even respond, not dignify it with a response, because they know they cannot accurately do that without.
Mhm.
They're learning. Oh, it's a good thing Brutus has had them practicing.
Grim will lobotomize Bruce.
Real?
Or
Very
he'd take a
real.
finger.
I will take the hand.
Which reminds me, Brutus is still being like very careful about his checks every morning. Is that something that we need to cover in game of what Brutus is seeing each morning?
I'll say in the future yes, but for right now you're good. You're
Okay,
good.
cool.
You're good. Lyric gives a short nod and says, "If you all are ready, then I suppose, start the distraction. Keep your heads down, move fast, don't slow down for anything. I promise no one will actually be hurt. Alright?
Phineas looks
I do.
somewhat disbelieving of nobody's gonna get hurt.
No,
but-
I'm not even doing anything. Somebody else is doing something, and they wouldn't want people to get hurt. So, it'll be fine.
If we have to, we have to.
Yes.
I trust Lyric with this.
Yeah, I think Brutus's eyebrows go up like, oh fuck, we're going now? Okay, cool. And then just-
It's best to move now before the Archmage gets back from, presumably, deeper into the battle. I was stationed here at the city, and they went further towards the enemy ranks. They could be back at any moment, so move quick. Archmage, I can't talk Archmage, fuck me. Lyric, waves a hand towards the gates, and some of the soldiers, look dubiously at her, but begin opening the gates a little to let you guys through. Go now. I will call in a costly favor. And she reaches into her pocket, pulls out a stone of far speech, and speaks into it, not secretly, and just says, that's Christophos. Hello. Yes. Plan, let's say D, please, if you, could. Now. And then she gives you all a nod and begins to return to some of the other soldiers she was with. What would you all like to do?
Brutus bolts the
Yeah.
like the second there's a nod, go Hall's anus.
It was as soon as the stone was pulled out, Evander was getting ready to quite literally sprint through the gate. It's just right, as soon as it was Candy, go, and it was
Alright. You all begin to zoom off. It's odd. It's almost like you guys for a second are in the sky again, because the wind is picking up. It's getting pretty strong. Really strong. And as you pass through the gates, the guards kind of confusedly muttering to each other about what you're in such a hurry about, the branches above the city begin to rattle. The wind grows. And to those of you who have lived in more western areas of the continent, which is everyone except for, I think, literally Phineas. Yeah, literally everyone except for Phineas. A quick glance at what little you can see of the sky through the branches. The clouds are swirling together. There's a dark point in the center. a funnel that starts to form as a tornado is summoned. Wahoo!
Oh boy! And that's where we end the session because Wild
Actually-
is a fucking jackass.
No. If you all are good to go for a little bit longer, we can go until you guys get to Krujire.
I'm good to go, and I think
Yeah?
I'm the only real hang up.
Yeah. As long as you're
I just
good.
feel like there's an even bigger cliffhanger waiting for us when we get to Kojiro.
1000%. There's 1000. Like, we thought that was the cliffhanger. That is like a baby step, and then the next one is going to be an endless fucking abyss straight down.
That's crazy. That's crazy, guys.
At
And
least
I
this one we
can't
could see the
wait.
bottom of.
You guys begin to run through the city. People are starting to shout in fear because a tornado is really not what you want in a city that is built hanging off of trees with rope bridges and rope ladders and giant redwood trees that, if they fell, could crush probably 30 to 40 people easily in one go.
Yeah.
So the city is beginning to enter mass panic. There's literal alarm bells beginning to be run. And it's rare to see any of the military druids, because normally they follow after the armies, like essentially encouraging growth in the wake of the destruction of an army. They're cleaning up after themselves. But they are out in droves right now, in their special little robes, trying to yell, trying to figure out who has enough power to calm the winds. Somebody's yelling for, like, a cleric of one of the goddesses to come and see if they can ask for the wind to calm. The city is definitely entering panic mode, and I'm assuming you're all beelining towards the cells you've been at before.
100%.
Oh, as we're running, like Phineas has like grabbed his like his little holy symbol that his mom gave him, and he literally is just like doing a quick prayer to Ngada, just like, please don't let us die.
Roll, you know what, Phineas, roll me religion real quick.
15. Wait,
Slay.
is it not plus 2? Yeah, 15.
It is so rare that you feel something. And what you feel right now, it is so faint that normally you might not even think much of it. What about it that sticks out to you is that it feels definitely not an emotion you would experience about this. But there's some element of playful glee right now. Almost this sense of brief reassurance, like, oh, it's fine. This is funny. Oh, you good?
Laptop's being weird. I'm still listening.
This is an F. Do you want to swap to your phone?
I'm just listening to you right now.
Okay. Well, you can't hear anyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Chloe's like, oh, it's fine. I can still hear you. Give Chloe a second to rejoin via their phone.
Quick, everyone say what they really think about Chloe.
My God.
They're such a
So,
wonderful human
Phineas,
being.
keep talking.
Free stand-up fella.
Okay, we have to stop now.
Yeah.
We didn't say anything.
Keep going.
Alright. So that's what brief, not quite response, but vibe you get, Phineas.
To be fair, that seems very on point for Angarda.
Yeah.
I would like, for one person, roll me a perception check. So decide
No.
what one person is maybe looking at the sky right now. as you run and dodge people.
Oh, Phineas! I know that Phineas absolutely has his eye on the sky because, as I said, like as you have mentioned, he's never seen this before. It terrifies him a little bit. He's just like, "What the fuck is that?" But if somebody else would like to roll, because I only have a +1 to perception, so
I mean, I
I-
have the +5.
I only have a +1, and I'm wearing a mask, so I probably need to keep my eyes forward.
Yeah, and Ivana, even though Ivana doesn't have good perception, is also not. It's just beelining for Krisheri right now. That is all on their mind.
Slay.
I
Yeah.
feel like Karis would sort of catch on to Phineas's reaction, then look up at the tornado and just sort of smile a little bit. It's like, that's cute. Your reaction to this is fun.
Then either Phineas or Harris, one of you can roll perception.
better rolls. Better rolls.
We're debating +5 or better rolls here.
Toss a coin.
From a
Watch
narrative
Quinn roll.
perspective,
Toss a coin.
yeah. From a narrative perspective, Phineas hasn't taken his eyes off of the
Mm.
thing, so 9.
9.
I'm also
I
going to
mean-
roll just to see what I would have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
6. So
Yeah.
Not much different.
I rolled an 8.
All right. With that, Phineas, I mean, as mentioned, you've never seen a tornado before. Now you've heard about them, but you've never seen one. So as the funnel gets longer and longer, the sky is creeping like this faintly gray-green color. For all you know, that's normal. For all you know, that's not. I will tell you out of character, yes, that is what the sky looks like when there's a
Yeah,
tornado.
that
It
is-
turns a little
That is
green.
very normal.
That's cool stuff. There is something else there, but you didn't roll high enough, so Phineas is more worried about the sky turning
Phineas is
green.
busy being slightly panicked by this giant funnel of wind coming down.
And as you all enter within sight of the guard, what's the fucking word? Headquarters. The city guard headquarters. There is faint ripping sounds, and some of the rope bridges in the city begin to snap and break. Ropes are whipping by, bits of plank from the bridges are kind of crashing into the ground. And wow, so crazy, guys. Can you make me dexterity saving throws? Imagine.
These
That is
rolls
a-
very well for me.
That is a kinky 20 for me.
Slay.
24.
Slay.
That is a natural 20 for a 22.
Jesus Christ.
I
6.
still haven't gotten a 20. I got a 15.
6.
So the rest of
Good
you,
thing you've got wings.
you're dodging pretty well. It's a bit harder for
The
you,
problem
Grim.
is the wings.
It's a bit harder for you, Grim, because you've got flapping coat jacket and you've got an extra long quote-unquote nose, what with your mask. So it's a bit harder for you to dodge, but you do manage to dodge. The others are doing awesome. Karis, just for the funny little bit, you're dodging, you're doing great. You once again have forgotten that your wings have extended a little, and you feel a board smack right into the webbing.
Oh.
And that's a pretty sensitive area, and I've barely
Yeah,
gotten to
cool,
roll
right.
today, so this is an excuse for me to roll.
Both immediately had a visceral reaction to that.
Yeah.
I also had a visceral reaction to that.
You only take
Oh.
two.
Moving along.
You only take 2 bludgeoning, but
Okay.
you're definitely gonna have a nasty bruise. Oh.
Think of my back bruise, but on your wing.
Oh. So it's just Karis once again having to meekly tuck his wings in closer. Poor guy. They look so cool, and yet God punishes you.
You girly.
No, I'm God. I like the wings. It's the other God that's punishing you for the wings. uh, that is the Christian God. No.
Karis's entire character arc is ironically going to revolve around wishing he didn't have wings, and this is where it starts.
No. But you all blast through the door of the guard's headquarters because I assume like the first person hits it and is trying to open it, and the other person hits behind, and it's just a Scooby-Doo style crash through the door. The door,
Yeah.
the door opens out. You all somehow make it open in.
No, you know what? I think like Phineas and Karis are in the back. They're probably the big ones. So what ends up happening is like Ivana hits the door, Brutus hits the door, still nothing's happening. Grim hits the door, and then finally Karis and Phineas hit at the same time, and that's when the hinges give way and the whole door falls. Like we have accidentally dogpiled into the guard posts. Is what's happened here.
Real. It's practically empty. It seems, understandably, most of the guards were out taking part in the fighting, keeping people from, like, climbing the city walls, that kind of thing. There's a few people here, essentially what seems to be, like, low-key secretaries who were probably doing paperwork, but they've heard the alarm bells. They're hurriedly grabbing, their bags, their most important items, and are dashing for the door. They kind of falter at seeing all of you, but then just keep on going, clamoring over you.
To help them back.
If you want, they don't seem to be giving a shit about what you're there to be doing.
Or just kind
Yeah,
of that thing of, ow, ow, everyone get out, there's a storm, there's a tornado,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, you could be saying that. Slay.
Slay.
They seem to be like, yeah, okay, bye. They don't give much of a shit right now about their jobs. They're understandably abandoning their posts. Their city is under attack, and there's now a tornado. They're getting the hell out. Poor Clover. There, you guys are in the main room. I'm assuming you're all beelining towards the lower cells.
Yeah, the second Brutus got out of the dog pile, he was gone.
Slay. Then, as you hurry down, go ahead and roll me. Since you're the first, we'll say, Brutus, you're the smallest. You squirm out the fastest. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you enter.
Investigation, I believe, is a +4. That is a 17.
Play. As you enter and look around, there was only like 4 or 5 cells down in this basement total. Most of them are understandably empty. One of them that you run past, immediately check to see if it's Krajire, and then I assume you keep moving, as it is not only Krajire, but the person inside it is very much dead. There is blood. There are scattered feathers, not scattered like an impact, but scattered like plucked. Like a tidy little pile of bloody feathers
Brutus
in a
is
body.
assuming that is what's left of Aldos.
You would be correct. And you don't have a lot of time to inspect. It looks like whatever happened was extremely thorough.
Yeah.
And in the last cell, the door is locked. There is no guard there. There is no nothing. There is like a glowing ward on the door lock. As if, I don't know, somebody high level sealed the door magically somehow. But through the bars, you can see Krajire. His glasses are on the ground, shattered. He looks, like he has been thoroughly interrogated in similar ways. though is still alive and kind of crouched in the corner, shivering, looks a bit dissociated, and doesn't really react at your arrival.
Yeah, first thing Brutus is checking is the spell on the lock, because he knows there is magic that just straight up, unless you know, like, equally powerful magic, it does not matter what the fuck you do, you're not getting through the door.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing he's going to check, is if he recognizes what this is and if he knows a way around it.
Mm-hmm. As the others are arriving behind you, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Arcana?
Yes.
Alright, here we go. Oh, well, guys, the streak's over.
Oh no.
Streak's over.
And that one?
That's a 1.
Man.
I do have the identify spell.
Well, if Yvonne is looking, if Yvonne is looking at it, can I tell that it's the Archmage's magic?
One glance, it's kind of a dull orange gold color. Yeah, that's absolutely
that's
their magic. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have the ability to do anything.
No.
Is it just to open the door, or is it like?
It seems to be mainly focused on the lock, though to be sure, you'd have to either identify or, roll a more successful Arcana check or something.
You said it's only on the lock.
Yes.
But it's like a barred door?
Yeah, it's like a barred cell, like the wall itself is bars,
Yeah. So I have the all-purpose tool. Can I just go to the hinges and undo the hinges so I can open?
I mean, let me go look at one. Yes, you can. Let me go look at the rules
All-purpose
of.
tool. This simple screwdriver can transform into I can't say the
Variety.
word. Yeah. Of the tools. As an action, you touch the item and transform it into any type of artisan's tool of your choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it says it's a simple screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it does transform, though. So...
Mm-hmm.
And then
But
I also
take
have a
away the
crowbar.
door and move it.
I also
have-
have smith tools on me. So
I have 2 crowbars and a hammer for some reason.
Go off.
Brutus would like to borrow one of your crowbars.
You can have it.
Fuck yes, I'm adding a crowbar to my inventory.
I
So-
am deleting one from mine.
Chloe, if you want to try and essentially pick the hinges, I'll let you do a thieves tool check, and if you're doing it with the all-purpose tool, you get a +1.
Because I have, I'm proficient with these tools.
Yes. To use the rest of the all-purpose tools ability, you'd have to be like an artificer and stuff,
Yeah.
because it's like bonus to spells. But I'll say it gives you a +1 bonus to thieves tools.
Lovely. So how do I actually roll for these?
Can
Do I just roll
Brutus
that 20
assist with this,
proficiency
since
with that?
he's also very good at this?
Yeah. So you can give the help action and give Yvonne advantage.
So
And then I'll take a hold of the door, ready to move it when you've done that.
Slay.
yeah, it'll be.
And
So
what-
I'm just thinking, how do I actually roll for these tools? So I roll them at 20, add my proficiency because
Mhm.
I'm proficient in it, and then add the +1 from the all-purpose tool.
You roll your d20. You add your dexterity. You
Oh,
add your proficiency,
Okay.
and then you can add the +1.
Okay, slay, cool. Because I've not played a martial class before, so this is interesting.
Well, using tools, the skill that's associated with it is determined by the DM, depending on what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
If you're proficient in that tool, you always add a proficiency bonus, and then the ability score that's added is based on what the DM decides. It will be based on what you're trying to do with that tool.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So you said dexterity.
Yeah, dexterity.
Would
So-
anyone like some guidance before these things start happening?
I'll take the guidance.
Fuck
Have
yeah.
some guidance.
Guy, that's a d4, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Slay.
So
Mate,
roll at
I've already
advantage.
got
roll a
+8
d4.
as well. This is great.
All right, give it a roll, Chloe.
Okay, okay, starting with 14.
Uh-huh. Doing math. Okay.
2. So that's 22 with all my proficiencies, and then I'm adding guidance.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4. Is that with the +1?
No.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? 22?
22 +5.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
27. Jesus Christ.
Get this door.
So,
Right.
while, like, Brutus is inspecting this magic and not really sure what to make of it, you know, maybe some of the rest of you are like, is this a spell just on the lock? Could it possibly be affecting the rest of these bars? Ivana, you may not have seen this exact spell before, but you know enough. You can tell that the magic doesn't extend to these hinges.
I've
You-
spent my whole life learning how to avoid magic.
Mhm.
I'm going to keep doing that.
Especially this one person's magic, you know well. Very well. You can feel the twinge in your arm when you're near it. Um, fun things to think about.
I rolled a 22 for athletics to move.
Oh, slay. Hell yeah. So it's Ivana very deftly getting out these hinges. They're well kept, they're not rusty or anything, so it's a bit harder to get them out, but you're good at this. You slip them out with the help of the all purpose tool, and as the door falls a little loose now that it's unattached from the hinges, Phineas, you're ready. You're supporting the weight. You're ready to back it out of the way and avoid jostling the magic lock just in case. And the cell is now open. Krajire is still in the corner, bloody and not really responding to any of this. So what would you guys like to do?
You told me.
I say maybe I just scoop him and we go.
Grim,
Scooped.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we are not in a position to like have a conversation.
No,
If we
not
cannot
like
heal
full
him-
conversation, but just to be like, this is happening.
Mhm.
But I feel like any out stimulus is not going to work. It's going to have to be. Ivana knows the Archmage.
Mm-hmm.
You need to use brain stimulus and not out stimulus to
Right.
get
I
to
think
Kajiri right
he's-
now.
I think he's still unconscious, so I don't think Brutus is gonna bother.
He is conscious. He's just hardcore dissociating.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, Brutus is gonna be like, Krajire, we're here. We've got you. We gotta go.
Is this in the brain?
In the brain, which means by that tone of voice, I have to roll a fucking save, don't I?
Actually, you don't have to roll a save, but I would like for you to make a religion check real quick.
Religion. All right, that is an 11 plus my religion skill, which is a 0.
Slay, you touch Kajire's mind to pass these words on. You don't feel much of a response. You know that Kajire heard you, hopefully understood you, but there isn't even an attempt to respond to you. Kajire isn't alone. And for a moment, there's that fear that, oh, shit, oh, fuck, is it this motherfucker? But whatever this presence is, it feels gentle. It feels soothing. And you would swear it almost feels like how a lullaby sounds. Calming, restful, trying to let Krajire know that things are okay. You don't know what that is. It's sure something. It doesn't respond to you either. But it's sure there.
I am.
Okay. So, quick point of clarification,
Mhm.
just to be clear. Brutus has had a not insignificant amount of deity contact in the last few days.
Mhm.
Does that ping anything he is familiar with?
On the roll you got, all I'll say is it's not anything you've felt within the last couple weeks, that's for sure.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Just to that point of clarification.
Grim is going to be preparing a syringe full of healing potion as all of this is going down, ready to administer it to Krajire.
Play. Phineas you said you were picking up our boy?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the spare mask from Grim, pop it over Krajire's face, and then I'm just gonna scoop him up in my arms.
As you scoop up Krajire, Phineas, I'm so glad that you're the one that did this.
No.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. Oh my god. That's 3.
A what?
A 3.
The natural one set it off.
No, it's a 2 with a +1.
Awesome. That's so sweet. That's so kind of you. Thank you. I'm thinking Quinn's luck right now. Thank you. Phineas, you pick up Krajire, who is injured in ways that you've never really seen someone injured. It's very clear to you, without getting too wildly graphic, this is torture. It's something you've certainly heard of and know people are capable of, but it's something you've never seen with your own eyes. It's something you've never touched before. You've never held someone impacted by it before. And your mind is kind of lingering on that fact, that horror that someone could do this to another person, especially an innocent person. And then you feel it. As you hold Krajire, you're moving towards the door, you're making to step out and rejoin the others. Just sinking through the chain metal of your armor, a single bit of blood lands on your skin. And you immediately feel it. Lingering, hovering over your shoulder, watching your every move. This deep, never satiated, never filled, never satisfied hunger that hangs over your shoulder and is watching your every move. But it doesn't come for you. You know, as surely as you feel that blood dripping onto your skin, sliding across your scales, you know it could make a grab for your mind right now. You know that you were unprepared. You rolled a 3. You certainly weren't prepared. You can feel its claws there, just caressing the edges of your brain, able to grab. But it just wants you to know it's there. And it wants you to know something else. And you feel brought to the front of your mind, like recalling a memory. You see a busy city, crowded streets, people bustling this way and that. And 3 familiar faces. A young Yuan-ti girl, a smiling wood elf, and an older, pure-blooded Yuan-ti gentleman, shopping through the market together, talking, picking up fruits, preparing produce for the week. And all around them, every single person in this crowded street around them, you can't see the faces, but they are filled with these webs of horrible black goop. Your family is surrounded on every corner by the infection. They could have been taken at any time. While they were here, while they were in Shevgard, at any moment the veracity could have taken them. But it didn't touch them. Because the veracity willed it so. They are safe because it allows it. Because it has you. Your family could have been infected 100 times over. And yet, for some reason, the veracity spared them. And wants you to know that. Wants you to know it's because it could take you at any time. One wrong step, and your family could be taken. And then you feel the pressure release. The claws pull away from your squishy, vulnerable brain. The presence pull back from your shoulder. But still that hunger in your gut remains. And you become aware that you've been standing still for a few seconds, probably about 10 seconds, just shaking and unresponsive to everyone else around you.
Yes, we've got to go.
Gasp. There's like a gasp from Phineas when that pressure's finally released. And he kind of holds Krajiri closer to him, like almost protectively. And he kind of glances to the others. Until we get him patched up, nobody else is to touch him. And there's like a shaky breath as he kind of seems like he's clearly you guys can see he's clearly shaken by something, but he knows we need to move. And he kind of, like I said, like he's holding Krajiri close to him, like you would a small child.
It wasn't the shaking. Sorry, it wasn't the touch that did it. It wasn't the
Oh
blood.
no, it was the blood. Yeah, that's why I
Oh
said
no,
until he's
that wasn't
patched up.
me.
Oh.
You all freeze as you hear a voice from the direction of the entrance to the cells. It's Captain Cardin Thorne, who hired most of you. Who hired you specifically, Phineas, by name.
Yep.
He's standing there, he's dressed for battle, clearly has just come from the battlefield. He's staring at each of you, taking in Krajiri in the arms, the pulled aside door, this clear crime that's taking place. And he looks again at you, Phineas, and says, It wasn't the blood. That was just a reminder. The veracity wants that man dead. All of the failures need to die. I'm gonna give you all a chance. Phineas, I chose you because we're alike. And at that sound, there's the wet squish of goo, and behind you all, a black goo copy of Captain Thorne appears. You all have a choice. None of you are being controlled. I'm controlled. We are spared so that we can make a choice. To protect this city, to protect those we care about. The failures need to be destroyed.
Yes.
Captain. And I'm gonna glance at the others. I think Phineas has an inkling. He's gonna look up the captain. I really suggest you stand aside until we're well out of this city, and I cast suggestion on him.
Sure.
It's not very high, guys.
What's the saving throw?
12. Not a spellcaster, guys.
Even before modifiers, an 18. You feel your spell brushed aside. It's not the captain that brushes it aside. That hunger didn't leave. It just moved. And as he...
I'm gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I am gonna look to Grim. And give him Krajiri. look to the others, draw my glaive, and say, "Run, get out of here. I'll follow when I can." And I'm gonna go ready toe to toe with the captain.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't dash at you. He stays still for a moment, watching each of you, watching you prep to run, to attack. And he kind of tilts his head a little and says, "This is the only way to stop the death, to protect our families, to protect our homes. If we step aside, it will spare those we care about. And as you all prepare for, presumably, battle, that's where we'll end session." Wow, you guys found the second traitor among us sus.
I want you all to know for the last 5-10 minutes, Quinn has just been sat at his desk with his glasses off, with his head in his hands.
I would like you all to know I had my mic muted, and I was very confused why no one was reacting.
I'm so sorry, King.
Well,
I'm
Phineas
so
said
sorry,
that
King.
if there's a chance for you guys to run and him to stand ground, he will take it, and he will. Because right now, in his mind, they want Krojure dead. So the best thing we can do right now is get Krojure out. And Phineas is happy to go down doing that if he has to. So as long as
Brutus
you
won.
guys get Krojure out.
Yeah, this is going to go very badly for Brutus at the beginning of next session. Let's just say that.
Oh?
Brutus has a bone to pick with this piece of shit, and it's not going to go well for him. So Brutus is going to do what Brutus do and be a little stupid about it.
Hell yeah. Wahoo.
I feel a little left out. Grim seems to have some personal beef with this entity, and Grim doesn't get any chance to talk to them.
This is an
I
F.
think the thing with what Phineas is thinking right now is that the city is quite literally being ripped asunder by a tornado, and if the captain is here, that means that other guards are not going to be far behind. There isn't time to talk if we're going to try and get Krojure out. And the reason he handed Krojure off to Grim is because he has his suspicions about Grim, so is gonna figures that Grim is the least likely to be affected. So, don't Grim. Sorry.
Well, to be fair, Brutus is also fairly unlikely to be affected, but he is also a halfling.
Yeah.
To be fair, we've already determined that Grim cannot really carry Krojure on.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, we
I
did!
think after Phineas isn't the next strongest Ivana.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
But that's what
no,
strength is
I have
for,
a-
right?
I have a +1 to my strength, so I don't know who else has
Oh
+1.
no, I have a +0.
Ah, fair.
I have +4, so.
I think Grim is like.
Worth
It might. Is it? I swear to God, is it Brutus? It would be very funny if it was Brutus.
It would.
Yeah, I have a +1. I have a +1 to my strength, actually.
So Grim and Brutus are on par, then it's Ivana, then it's Carrots.
So, Brutus, you grab the legs, I'll grab the torso.
Oh no, Brutus is 100% not involved in this. As far as Brutus is concerned, yes, we need to get Krojure out, but the only way to get him out is through the captain.
Yeah, and Phineas is gonna make sure you guys get out.
Not if I carry Krojure and Misty Step.
Oh.
You can't
Can you Misty Step?
Krojure because you can't
Oh,
take him.
that's
Yeah.
a dick move.
Yeah, it's Dimension
I
Door.
think you're thinking of Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 1000% Dimension Door.
I don't care about these
Or
rules.
Thunderstep.
Thunderstep is
Yeah, my
goaded.
first move is going to be bum rush him and knock him aside so you guys can get out.
Slay.
I feel like you should probably glaive rush him. I don't know that your bum is going to do much.
I don't know. Get those grey sweatpants on. You might like that.
I was about to say, like, Phineas is pretty, but I don't know if he's that pretty.
He's very pretty, but it depends on how much the captain likes cock and Minty can handle too.
Real. Heyo.
Look, I'm taking the snake thing far. Don't you mind me?
Go off. That's the fun of Yanti. Anyways.
If you're not doing the 2 dick jokes, what is even the point of playing a UNT?
Exactly.
Thank you so much for playing, guys.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
running.
you so much for running.
Thank you for running.
It is good to be back.
You have no idea how good this was for my mental.
What
Well,
a mood.
guess what? Hey Quinn, aren't we doing another session tomorrow? Is
Yeah,
that
but
still
I
the
don't know
plan?
if that's going to be great for Nor's mental health, considering what I've done.
Well, to
It'll
be
be
fair,
fine.
I've been thinking so much about that one too. And then I have to remember, I'm like, oh my gosh, this could happen, this could happen. Wait, we're rolling at disadvantage.
Have fun!
Well, see, again, we still have to finish up dealing with the child. Like,
Yep.
we could, just kind of skim past that. But also, I feel like at least 2 of our party members are not going to let us just skim past that, because I know Iris is deeply invested.
Look,
And, like,
And you
Micah
still
just ran into an old friend.
Yeah, you guys
So-
still have to. You guys are basically in the process of de-stonifying everybody.
Yeah.
Stonification, that well-known process.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
Yes, that is 100% the word for that, too.
Lonan doesn't care about the child, but if there was a preferred method to deal with the child, it would be at the end of the spear. I'm just saying, it would be very